Thank you, ladies. Can you tell us your name and what you do for Lo Schiavo?
Hi all, I am Raffaella Gerola, I am Italian, and I am the on-site citizenship team leader. That means that I am particularly in charge for the contacts with the Italian offices and the Italian bureaucracy, and of course, together with her, we are working to make things as smooth as possible.
Hi, my name is Lisa. I'm American and Italian. I was originally a client of Lo Schiavo's. I came here to gain my own dual citizenship, and now I work with the team as an on-site citizenship specialist. I help people settle in and get used to the process, learn how things work in Italy. Having been through it myself, it's really helpful to be able to help others go through it as well. Like, I know where the pitfalls are and things like that.
And what's your favorite part about what you do?
Oh, meeting people. I love people, and of course, so I try to help them in going through this heavy process, heavy and long process that is very rewarding. It is sometimes a demanding but always satisfying job. Seeing people sign their Italian citizenship papers and seeing them with their passport smiling, I think it's the best reward.
I agree with Raffaella. Those smiles when people sign the book and they're officially citizens are wonderful. I also really enjoy seeing or hearing people's stories. Like, who are they? What brought them here? Why do they want to go for citizenship? I love the variation that we have, the different people that we see and their stories, you know, their goals. That's really interesting.
Right. What advice would you give people who are considering applying for their citizenship in Italy with Lo Schiavo?
Learn Italian. Absolutely. Start learning Italian before arriving here. You don't need to be fluent, of course. It is impossible unless you start learning Italian years and years previously. But so it will help you, enjoying the place, enjoying people, enjoying the situation. You're no longer a tourist. You have to live in that place, in that moment, with those people. And so it's much, much better to arrive here knowing a little language of ours.
I completely agree with Raffaella. The biggest thing you can do is to learn Italian. That is no question. But I would also add to that is don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone a little bit. There are some cultural differences that you're not used to. There's some different ways of doing things, and it can be easy to be overwhelmed, even a little bit frightened when you're so far away from home and you're seeing new things and it doesn't always work the way you expect it to. Don't be afraid to confront those situations and learn from them and look at the world in a different way, because it's really rewarding if you can open up your horizons a little bit and change yourself as well as, how you see things. It's really an amazing thing, but you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. You can't expect everything to work the way it always has because you're someplace new. And yeah, you can become a whole new person. There are some times or situations where you might have a hard time with your Italian. You may not understand everything or stuff like that. Don't be afraid to try anyway. Even if you think you sound like a toddler trying to speak Italian, do it anyway. It's surprising how warmly people react to that. They will really love it. They will do their best to help you. Some of them may understand a few words of English, and even if not, it can be a really good time. You can make a new friend out of it. So even if you're a little nervous or concerned, try it anyway.
All right, ladies, what advice would you give people who are considering applying for their citizenship in Italy with Lo Schiavo, but want to use our Aiutami package and want to apply at a town of their choosing?
Well, we mainly work in the area near Bergamo, so we perfectly know how town halls and immigration offices work, and so we can solve quite all problems, without too big an effort. But as town halls and immigration offices in other provinces or regions may face the process in a slightly different way, it is much better for you to check beforehand, contact the town of your choice to see whether they are citizenship friendly, because some towns are and some aren't at all, especially towns that are maybe fascinating from the touristic point of view, and so have a lot of people applying there. So the waiting list may be very, very long.
I completely agree with that. Picking the right town is very, very important. You want to make sure that you're going someplace where the process is going to work well. I think you also want to keep in mind that you're going someplace that you want to live. I mean, you're going to be here for maybe a year, give or take. I mean, it really depends on how long the process takes. It's different in different places, but you're going to be living there. So make sure you have a reason where you want to be there. You can't just show up because, oh, I was there on vacation 6 years ago and it was pretty. Well, that's great for the first 2 weeks, but then what do you do? You know, there's a lot more to life than it was pretty, and you should have choose a place where you're really going to be happy spending time while you go through the process. And the other thing I just want to add in is, as you go through the process, especially if you're outside our region doing this on your own with the Aiutami package, is make sure you're ready to handle any kind of problems that may come up. Of course, we're here, we have advice, we can help you, we can make some phone calls, things like that, but you're the one on site, you're the one who's going to speak with the representatives and to do things. And so sometimes there may be a little bit of a delay, there may be an issue like I had in my own case where there were some discrepancies in the documents and I needed to work with an attorney in the US to get that solved. We can of course help you. There are attorneys that we've worked with that we can turn to for advice and things like that, but also be prepared that you're going to have to do a lot of the legwork in that as well. So those are my 2 pieces of advice. Choose some place you want to live and be ready to help us and work with us to solve problems.
What do you suggest people do to prepare for their on-site application over and above having their documents ready?
After the first days, weeks of excitement of being here and finally have your dream come true, you have to be open and adaptable, because there may be problems that can delay your process. So you need to be patient, because everything is solved in the end, and also consider that you are well, we are not living with you, so if you have a problem, please let us know, because how can we help you if you don't help us helping you? It is a continuous exchange of informations, even just phone calls or how are you or what. But you have to understand that you are living here and that you are going through a process that can be sometimes what not clear to you. For example, where to find a thing that you need. If you don't tell us, we will not be able to help you. So please go on having contacts with you, even if things have started going and the process is going on by itself. Sometimes it goes on by itself, yes.
Completely agree with everything Raffaella said. It's really important to be open, adaptable, and to communicate any issues. I also want to mention just a kind of more specific logistical issue. Healthcare. Everything is different in Italy, and when you first arrive, you're considered a tourist, which basically means you don't have healthcare in Italy. So it's really important to talk, if there are any medications that you take, talk to your doctor ahead of time, get some extra supply of it so that you can bring enough to come with you, because you're going to be here in Italy for an extended period of time while you go through this process, and you don't want to run out of a medication that you need. And it will be a few months before you're out of the tourist phase in Italy and able to be covered under Italian health services. So just, to throw out one specific logistical thing, make sure you have enough medication for things that you need. Make sure you talk to your doctor about any conditions or treatments or things like that. Stuff like that. Make sure you're ready to be away for several months before you come out here. Can be kind of important. I also just want to mention that after you've been here for several months, it is possible to become covered under the Italian healthcare program. That way you can see a doctor here in Italy if you need to, you can get a prescription if you need, you can have treatment for things, stuff like that. It's only after you've applied for your permesso di soggiorno, your resident card in Italy. Putting in that application gives you some receipts from the post office, and that changes your status in the eyes of the government. You were a tourist and now you're someone who is applying for residency. Once you have crossed that line, then you're able to register for the regional health plan wherever you live. If you're here with us in the Bergamo region, it would be covered under the Lombardy health plan. If you're elsewhere in Italy, they may have their own procedures and their own plans that are possible. But there can be coverage at that point. And then once you've received either your permesso di soggiorno, the actual card, or your citizenship, then you can be covered under Italy's national plan no matter where you are. It's the same. So it is possible to have coverage and medication and things like that here in Italy, but not for the first several months.
All right. When they are in Italy processing their application, are there any tips that you can give them that would help them to enjoy themselves and get the most out of the process?
I think I would, and I'm always telling people, to consider this period as a me time. Do something that you have dreamed about all your life. I don't know, read that book that has remained on the shelf for years. Learn to play an instrument. Go and find, the best places. Searching for a particular painter. Anything. You are here to obtain something that you have wanted. So you're not throwing this time away. It is part of your life. Consider it as a gift you do to yourself. Do something you have time now. You have a lot of time. There will be times when even if you are not alone, you will feel alone. It always happens. It happens even if when you are at home. So of course you are now in a home out of your home, and so consider it as a treat to yourself. You have, I don't know, let's say 10 months, 1 year, whatever. It is a gift for yourself. So it is your me time. Do what you have always dreamt of.
I really want to agree with, I know I've done a lot of agreeing with Raffaella, but I'm going to agree with her one more time. You've got about a year here, some of which will be spent, without partner or whatever. I mean, it could be a little more, it could be a little less, but you've got time to do anything that you've always wanted to do. Travel Italy. Do you want to see Rome? Do you want to see the Colosseum? Do you want to go to Sicily and see the lemon trees growing? Do you want to go to Florence and Venice? All of those are open to you. But find something that you want to do. Don't just stay home and be bored. That's no way to live. That's no way to spend the time while you're here. This can be the adventure of a lifetime. Make full use of it. Follow your dreams, explore Italy, do whatever it is that you've always wanted to do, and make this an adventure that's worth having.
Ciao, this is Melanie Holtz from Lo Schiavo. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, and please don't forget to subscribe.